Kimbo na nZambi Zulu. Kimbo na nZambi Zulu. Yenge family. Oi Luciemi, Kimbo de Keno. Luciemi. Lu Vuvamu. Yala. Just not gonna get too loud. It's a little late here. Coming once again for another message. Before we get into it, I want to welcome all of you here, all those who subscribe to my channel. I'm not one of these people that got, big studios, people who can put together, any type of masterful presentation. I'm just here on my Zoom in my house using my laptop, and I'm the older generation. I haven't always learned how to do a lot of that stuff that goes on. Hopefully at some point I'll have somebody that will be a great hand for me to do some stuff like that at some point. But let the Most High do what He wants, and I'm here to still send a message because I'm not trying to be grandstanding. It's not about me. It's about the nZambi and Kongo anyway. So let's get into the song. You're gonna see. We're getting ready now, right? I got on the fringes, and I'm girded. See there? I'm girded with my loins of truth. We're going back, baby. We're getting ready to go back to the way we need to be. Yenge, to all the Makanda, to the soon-to-be lifted up kingdom, all the Bana Betu and the Intinos in Kadaka Queens, and excuse me, got these little bugs been flying around lately, but we're gonna get ready to get started on this, and then we'll get into it. Here's the song that they're playing that we sang coming out of Ngippy the last time. Egypt. I gotta find the words for this song. Somebody want to send them to me in my email, that'd be great. Stand up. And you can't really see the lines in the way I know. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Kimball. For those of you who have seen The Prince of Egypt, the movie back in 1999, ironically 999, the name of course for Kongo, Yisu. They played the song when they came out of Kemetha when the Pharaoh said go, and they played this song, right? Which really that was a song for the Hittites when they were prisoners of war. People don't understand that. This is the song that the Bana Betu sang behind Moses, when we went south into the Kongo, to the land of Canaan. Not the sea, we went across the Sea of Reeds, and he divided that, which was the Nile. The Red Sea, they talk about they talk about going across the Red Sea. No, that's not how it went down. Because I showed you the map where that region was still owned by in Egypt when they fought the Hittites after we left. Okay. This was the song the Bantu people, the Bana Kongo, the Bana nZambi, the real children sang, coming out of the land of Ngipiti, Egypt. Okay. This was, if you listen to the song that says, by the rivers of Babylon, how can we sing King Alpha's song in a strange land? That's King Alpha's, that's the King Alpha song. And of course, you see the modification was made in the part of it when it's talked about Yisu after he came, okay? And then the other song we sang was, Tonda, 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 Yisu, Tonda nZambi, Moyami, Ivongeye, Honanani, Engele, Medila, say, Tonda, Yisu, the Messiah, Tonda nZambi, thank you to the Messiah, thank you to the Father. King Alpha's song. Have you ever heard these people sing those songs? I don't think so. They don't even have it in their repertoire, guaranteed, okay? And I say that to say this because where the world doesn't even understand, as I get into this message. First of all, I want to give Kimbo and glory to Kimbo, the Tata nZambi, and Pungutlanda, Kongo, Yabe. The God of creation of heaven and earth, the Pemba Kalunga, the Zulu, Yenge Keno, the Ntoto, the earth, the creation. I give honor and praise Yimbila to Kuswa Kongo, Yesaya, Yesu Kristu, the Chiluba, not any type of not king of no Jew, because the Bayuda was what it was called, not the Jews. Bayuda, and that's why he was calling Simba Wayuda, the Lion of Judah. That's what that means. The Lion of Judah. There was no J. I give honor to the Monevelela, the Moyan Pebe, the set apart spirit, the Holy Spirit of Kongo, Tata nZambi, and Pungu Yavi. I give honor to the Pemba Kalunga, to the righteous elders, to the righteous judges who stand before Tata nZambi, that pass out blessings and curses. I ask Tata nZambi to guide me through that as well. Tata nZambi, I honor the Assalamu Alaikum Kongo. The Kolele for any zonos who are making me angry in any such way. I ask the forgiveness of the Pemba Kalunga, the Kolele, my zonos, Pemba Kalunga, cleanse my heart, Tata nZambi, Fungu. At this time, restore me with the right continence, send down the Mwana Velana, Father, to this message so that I might be able to flow to our people. Remove any wicked or unrighteous spirits from without me, that they will not go out to anyone and harm anyone. It has been to be purged. That the nZambi Pungu Father, I ask, give honor to all the righteous of the Bana Kongo, Bana nZambi, the Bantu people, to the 12 kingdoms down to Adama, nZolele, to all the righteous prophets, the Nabi. I honor them as well. Ingeta, Kimbo. So what I was doing, and I'm sure this is something that you will never see. This is how you know these people Christianity is deceiving people. Because all they talk about is Jesus and God. They don't understand there's a whole lineage of people that played their role. The real Musantu saints. And it ain't just about no Gentiles who came through the Bana Kongo, the Bantu people, the Bayuda. I don't say Jews, I say Bayuda, because that's what it was. To come to the Most High, the martyrs, the true martyrs, the Bayuda, that were the Bantu Benduela, people of the way, Baklistu. Today I'm going to reveal something about Christianity that they don't even know, okay? And we're going to talk about this Game of Thrones. It's why it's going to be called the Game of Thrones. My title is today is Tata nZambi's. They say the world doesn't have a standard. Still playing the Game of Thrones. The Nicolay, what do they call it? The wars of um the Neolithic Wars, which was the wars between the children of Nsema and Sem, yeah, Peta and Kama, which is what they really were, which resulted in what you saw with the rise of the Babylonian structure of the Tower of Babel. You think they ended, they never ended. This is the lie. It's been a Game of Thrones since the fall of ancient Babylon with Nimrod, and it's been a Game of Thrones ever since. They just modify, and they always continue to modify the structure and hierarchy of different uh, systems of government. You know, I showed you the chart of the cult of El and how this has been going on even up until the United States. And even with the Revolutionary War, which they actually fabricated that whole thing and were playing both sides. And I'll get to that. The world doesn't understand what's really going on. It's been a rouge pulled over your eyes. And of course, you'll never be able to tell people this because they always say they know. Arrogance and knowledge makes people puffed up. When you question what they believe in and what they know, it always causes people to get angry. They want to take you out. They want to do all kind of things. It's what even happened with our own people, and that's our problem. The Game of Thrones is the Game of Kingdoms. There was a video I've already seen that video before. They posted in the chat today with the Bounty Youth. And it was about how he was announcing that the world had already been divided up into 10 regions, and that where Africa's region was, and you know, the different things that people don't know. And what you're actually witnessing is the continued battle of the Game of Thrones between all the nations that fought, that were the heathens, that were worshiping false gods. All they did was change their names, the Anunnaki gods, the fallen angel gods, you know. And the thing about it is that with the way they have structured science, they basically made it seem like that this didn't exist because they're trying to make these things disappear. You know, this is the scientific concepts you've gotten in the last 120 years is what they call the neuralizer, that you don't know the world is being governed by spirits, righteous and unrighteous. Okay, this is the delusion. So now they can, and the whole concept is, like I told you, they don't care about the people who are considered not connected to the Most High. They're more concerned about the people who are. So the goal is to make sure that these people never realize it. And so now, what's really causing all of the various things to happen in the last 20 years or so has been the preparation and the rise of the return of the Father for his people, which they knew would be coming at the end of the 21st century, or not the end, but towards the middle of the 21st century, that any time now it could happen, you know. And of course, their preparation was to make sure that they could stop it, and they did this through manipulation, mind control, knowledge control, all kind of things, intimidation, fear, killing people, you know, all because the concept is that you cannot know that you really are the seed of Cain living in the days of Noah. And just like when they were trying to cut off the seed of Seth from connecting to the Most High, and Noah was the one that saved, they're trying to do the repeat, because the whole concept of what was going on before the flood was to stop the coming of the 12 tribes, 12 kingdoms, and the Messiah who would replace Adama. This is where everything was planned out to rule, to consider, and then to cause the disruption. They failed. So afterwards, the concept was to create the disruption again so it doesn't get finished. You know, the Most High doesn't come back and now the world becomes purified forever. The wicked ones are gone. You know, this has been the whole agenda. But see, the concept is that they don't want people to know you're living in it. You are the ones that the Most High is coming for. Okay, you are the ones that the God of creation. So the whole concept of the Game of Thrones has always been to make the gods that you worship think that they're the right ones. So of course, especially with Christianity, and I'm gonna get into this, as we talked about this, and we know people have mentioned this, and we know other people have talked about it, that the Christian or Christianos concept was before the Messiah even came, because the Greco or the Greek translation for the sun god Ra is Helios Christos or Helios Biblios. Okay, that's what they call the Book of the Dead for the Egyptians. Okay, all the names you see that they gave for the Egyptian gods are actually Greek, because it was never Horus but Heru. Okay, these names, you know, they came up with to interpret their connection to the interactions with the Egyptians and the gods that they saw. And then, of course, those gods were then modified into the Greco or Greek interpretations, where those gods now became their gods, and then the Roman gods. And then to deceive the whole world, people think that these gods just vanished. No, what they did was they took those gods when the Messiah came and the Most High, you know, the real Messiah came and the Most High did his stuff. Well, they took those gods and they merged it into what they now call the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And then they created saints out of the other ones and told you that these people did all these stuff for Christianity and whatnot. But when there's actually God, these are actually saints that they made into gods they made into saints. Okay. Now, of course, they're not going to say, yeah, we did that. No, this guy's crazy. No, they did this. And see, what they did was they took the whole Roman higher structure and they took that and they converted them into what you call the Pope, the cardinals, the bishops, the preacher, you know, of course they have the nuns and all this other stuff that they created by taking the pagan concepts and merging them with the Bana Betu scrolls or the interpretations and whatnot long time ago. Okay, the converted people played their part to misinterpret our scrolls so that it would favor this conversion. Okay, because there were various factions of what they called Christianity at the time, and there were various there was a schism going on between the Bantu people and the converted people who came from the Greco, who were really the Phoenicians, down into Africa. They're lying about that. That's why you see Phoenician structures that's in Africa, but they try to keep them hidden. Okay, and the Greek Herodotus and all the people who came into Africa that knew who we were, and they taught these different things. Well, this has always been a Game of Thrones because they knew all along that the Bantu people, the Bana Kongo, the Bana nZambis were always the favored sons of the Most High, children of the Most High. Okay, God of creation. The whole concept of the Game of Thrones was to battle for supremacy, to especially when we were in our captivities, to exploit King Solomon's wealth, and the blessings in the Bilaka, the Bilaka, the blessings of Tata nZambi are power, because blessing actually is negative. People don't know that. But the Bilaka is, because blessing really means to curse you. Okay, this is what sorcerers and that's what they do. But anyway, and the Bilaka would receive this inheritance. And so that's why in every captivity that we were a part of, and there were several, they never wanted to release us, because that means that the inheritance or the blessings would always come back. That's why they wanted to make it a finale, that once the nZambi had made the decision that his wrath was no longer kindled from what happened with Isaiah, and he brought us together after we were running away from the people who were teaching another Jesus and another God and all this other stuff that they were doing, with unawares to the Christian Gentile people beliefs and the mixing. He brought us together once again to start the process of doing what we're supposed to, which is to bring the lost sheep of nZolele back. Which, of course, that got interrupted because the Islam and Christianity at that time and Judaism, they felt that their beliefs were the right ones and our beliefs was a threat. Okay, that was the whole purpose of doing their part to destroy the kingdom of Kongo. Now, the Game of Thrones has always been who controls what, who has the power, who doesn't. Now, you've always seen the concept of those who rule and those who are peasants. Okay, you've always seen this. You've seen people who are the high, and then the people who are the nobodies. And of course, even back then, you kind of had the in-betweens, okay? But the way that the manipulation was done was to control what people think, what people know. Even if they don't necessarily believe it, they've always used the people who were the most gullible, the most unintelligent. I'll be nice about it. I'm not going to say stupid or idiotic, but the people, as long as they could appeal to those who really didn't have common sense or didn't think things through and they just want to go along with the stuff that they did, it was always easy to manipulate them into doing what they want. That's why the Most High didn't want these interactions to be, mixing, but, having pity upon these people and don't mistreat them. But then our own hearts were hardened, that we didn't even treat each other right, and we did the same thing to them, and they got angry, and they, this is kind of what they know how they've been treated by us over the generations, for those that know the history, because sadly, and I was listening to a video where the guy was talking about it. When you do sell your soul to Satan, you continue to pass yourself down through the ages. So you got people on this earth, you don't even want to know how old they are. Okay. Because they've lied to you about heaven and earth. Okay. Now they don't live, their world is always going to be torment, and it's not at peace, and there's no peace, always in chaos and total utter destruction. But they have the power to control what you see. The Most High's kingdom is always at peace. Everybody knows the Most High is the King of Kings, and you're not going to stop nothing. You interact with him, you do the proper protocols, you do what you need to do. You might, talk to him and say, hey, why you might go to the Father camp. That's like children do. Why can't we, why can we do this? But whatever he says is final. Nobody ever questions it. Okay. So you leave it at that. And then you just go and do what you got to do. You do your job. Like Hanok says, if you don't do your job, you got a problem. That's where the fallen ones actually play their role, because then they go into prison. They say no to the Most High, they go to their prison, and they know. He just don't say no to Tata nZambi. Now, what the world doesn't know is, okay, and I'll get to some scriptures here to prove my point, because people are saying, I want to see scriptures, I want to see, and see, that's what the Most High is saying, is that when you have people that this is what they don't understand, and I'm actually going to pull up this scripture to show people there's no way the Bible can always answer your questions, because you got to go to the Most High, because let's see if I can get to the right one. And I'll share my screen here in a minute. Okay. I'll share it right quick. So Ioane or John, it says here, you go down, it says, and many other signs truly did Yeshua Yisu in the presence of his disciples, which were not written in this book, but these are written that you may believe that Yisu the Christu, or Kuswa Kongo, the Bana nZambi, because I'm telling you, they didn't read, it didn't come, this is not in English, okay? The English translation is all jacked up because it's going off of Roman interpretation, which is still wrong, but people assume it's right, okay? Jesus Christos is Tammuz, and I'm going to get into that. Jesus Christu is the real Messiah, the Bena Muntu, and that believing you might have life through his name. So what this basically saying is there's a book way bigger that don't even fit on the earth. Let's see if you, I think it's in, I actually need to go to Ioane. Let's see here. Yeah, it's the last one. Okay, yeah, it's this one. If you go down to where it says, and there are also many other things which Yisu did, that which if they should be written, every one, I suppose, that even the world itself, now think about this. This is how you know the pastors are not telling the truth, people. They cannot keep telling you the Bible is the word of God. Okay, if John, Ioane 21:25 says, if they should be written, every one, that Kuso Kongo, Yisu Kusu did, even the world itself could not contain the books. Oh, there's a lot more books that should be written in Gita. So the New Testament is nowhere near completed. Neither are the other Old Testament books. They don't, you can't, the point is, this is how deceived people are in this Game of Thrones that they're playing. Because they used the Most High's word for control. That's what it was. When you look at the time frame that you're looking at back in the ancient days of Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, it was about control, about people's minds, about, because if you be known, Muhammad and his wife came out of they were Catholics. Okay. The whole concept of what they try to do with this is to destroy the knowledge of the people of the book. That's why now, as you're seeing this revelation unfolding, you saw it, because the Most High can still use whomever he chooses, but they don't always have to be the right way. You saw this through the Nation of Islam, even in certain Christianity teachings, they didn't always make it very obvious. In the black churches, you could tell that there was still some leaning towards we are the people, but they kind of kept that more down keyed. Then you had, of course, the Hebrew Israelites and whatnot. But the problem is they never let you know about the Tokuists and the Kimbanguists that were in Africa that were also, because these people actually could do the Bible. It was, then that's why they were called sorcerers. Because it's like the Most High said, when you actually go, and like I'm saying, if he told people, I want you to do everything that I did and more. So everything that you have to do to be the Messiah-like figure and walk like the Messiah and be like Jesus Christ, that means your work that you did, people can't write it down. It would be too big for the earth if you did more than him. This is what Yahya keeps talking about, Masa and other people. This is how delusional religions have made people. Because Kuso Kongo used to, and then they want to say, well, that's why they say, oh, it never existed, blah, 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 this never happened. They made this up. I'm Old Testament only. This guy didn't come. He's fabricated. The problem is that you're dealing with people who are not really talking to the real Holy Spirit, or they would know, okay, for one, yes, they did misinterpret Bantu culture and change things because they wanted it to control the minds and thoughts of others. Because like I said, it's a Game of Thrones. It has never ended. It's been going on since the time of Adama. The flood hit. They picked up right afterwards with the children of Noka to come down and start it all over again. And of course, they did all kind of monstrosities and things, and it hasn't stopped because the concept was you cannot let the people who are supposed to have the inheritance have it, or that's the end of all of us, because they know that. Once the Most High has put his people in the proper place for eternity, then that's the end of their world, not his, theirs, and it renews. Okay? That's why it was important to create religions that have put people in darkness. Oh, the Holy Quran is the book of Allah. The Torah is only the Bible. No, what does it say? The books, even of the Messiah himself, are bigger than the earth. So you cannot possibly know everything that he did. You cannot possibly be in church on Sunday and they're preaching the full gospel of Jesus Christ when the gospel of Jesus Christ, the real Jesus Christ, is bigger than the earth. Books. You see how big the earth is. So everything he did, you see from, all around the earth, the real version, not the so-called mock-up they gave you from NASA. Okay, even if you use that, that means you see how big the earth is. They're giving you the dimensions. The Messiah's books are bigger than that. Just his. There's actually more than other prophets they wrote. This is the problem. You have been bamboozled, hoodwinked, and then you go to these seminaries and you go to all these different teachings and you go to all these different places and you're saying, I got to learn about God, when that's not how it works. You can't learn the Most High. He must teach you him, who he is. That's the deception. No man can teach you God. The Creator has to teach you himself. This is where people got stupid and dumbed down and ignorant through these concepts. You cannot have a master's and doctorate degree in theology because the Creator is not in that. No. The Creator must give you the scrolls in your mouth from heaven, from the Pemba Kalunga, and you swallow and then you regurgitate knowledge. That's how it works. This people have been played for so long by fake miracles, um, sorcery of all kinds, which mimics the Most High's power, because he lets this happen. I shall send you a strong delusion. You believe these lies. Praying to the false Messiah who does witchcraft and sorcery to make you think that you have gotten the power when you can't even see who your leaders really are in spirit, who the wealthy people are in spirit, who really runs the world in spirit. You will see that. And then you'll be like, oh, who people really are in spirit. That's what they say. You can see when you're worshiping the Most High in spirit and in truth, it means you see in spirit, which means you see the spirit world. You see the wicked and the righteous. You see how people are dealing with. That's why when the Messiah, he looked and he saw the man. I see the turmoil in you. That's the power. I can see what's going on. I can see what's going on in your soul. That's power. And I can now tell you what you need to do to fix it. That's the Holy Spirit. That's the creation. You see, all these people out here want to talk about curses about the Black people, and they want to talk about God and Jesus and Allah, and they're not telling you. You have this spiritual problem. Here's what you have to do to fix it. And so Christianity, you gotta call on Jesus. You gotta call on the Lord, and he gotta come down. And it doesn't even say that. In the scriptures, if you read closely, the Messiah himself told the little boy to the father, I cannot cast out this demon. This boy must fast first. And then this demon's power will be weakened. Do you remember that scripture? Then that's why they took out the Testament of Solomon, because it tells you there are certain things that has to be done to deal with these spirits. I'm over this angel's over me, that angel's over me, blah, blah, blah. The Messiah, the one you would call Messiah, to get rid of me, you got to do this. Okay. They did this for a reason, because then you can actually exercise. They made you believe, oh yeah, I have Jesus. I have power over all spirits, but yet your household is in chaos. Your kids might be doing drugs and you don't know why, what's going on, and da-da-da-da. I've already said this many times. And even there's people that think I'm crazy now in my own family, because it's like, I told this to my spouse. I said, I know what your family members are doing behind our back. I don't even have to, all I gotta do is ask the Most High, what's this person doing? What's that person doing? What kind of stuff are they into? The Manda will reveal it. And you're like, wow, okay. Even myself, I have to, do my best to guard better the issues I'm dealing with, because people know a lot of things about things that's going on. But like Kongo said, let he who is out of sin cast the first stone. But we must all do our best to walk in righteousness. But because of certain spiritual history, The world doesn't understand. Spiritual history is a problem for people because covenants have been made in your bloodline. People don't understand that. In Europe, they use magic and sorcery all the time, despite claiming that they knew God and Jesus and all this other stuff. And they're still doing it. I've gone to houses in my job that I'm seeing, they put the symbol for the sorcery on the house. We are witches. We are warlocks. Okay. They don't hide it. They put the stuff in the window. Oh yeah, we do this. I've gone to this one guy's house, man, it's like, whoa, he don't even really speak. But you can tell he don't want to be near me because he's doing some sorcery. But see, this is the concept is the world has been conditioned to think the kings and the feudal system has gone away, when all they did was modify it to make it look like the people have a voice. We work for the people. No, you're still the peasants. And they are still what? The wealthy. It's all about the same concept, like back in England when you complain, and like how in France when Marie Antoinette said, let them eat cake, then of course. But at the same time, people get riled up, they get angry. But at the same time, it doesn't, you don't know. All they do is modify the concept. So you think it, but see, the reality is you have been conditioned to think that you're worshiping the same God that created the same creators or creation, the creators, because there's really creators. There's him, and then the molecules who help create. And the people also, the Bantu people who created things too. There's really creators in the heavens because we created things through the Most High. And this is what they steal, and they keep stealing. Okay, we taught them. Okay. See, like it says in verse 18, I was just looking at something because I have on my stuff. It says, verily, verily, say unto thee, when thou wast young, thou girdest thyself and walkest whither thou wouldest. But when thou shalt be old, thou shalt stretch forth thy hands and shalt gird thee and carry thee whither thou wouldest not. Thus spake he, saying that by what death he should glorify Tata nZambi. And when he had spoken, he said unto him, follow me. Because this is when he was talking about, let's go to and he said on the third, let's go to when he talks about the Simon Kepa. So when they did dine, Kusto Kongo, Yesu Christu said to Simon Kepa, which they changed to Simon Peter. Simon, this word means seed sower, Sema in Kikongo. This is where you get semen from. So the game you play, Simon says, I talk about it, is mocking the creator, because that's when he says, we call him Simo. Or like they did in the Clan of the Eight, Simos. Yes. With the wicked Hollywood, man, I'm telling you, mocking us. Simo, because if you don't know where words come from, they can tell you whatever, and you don't even know. So this is when he talks about, do you love me? Feed my sheep. Who are his sheep? This is the deception here. So in Christianity and religions, like you go to church, oh, we are the flock of the shepherd. We're the flock of the good shepherd. Are you sure? Because if you were the flock of the good shepherd, you would know there's no way you could possibly know everything he did in church, because it says it right there. You got to ask him what he did. If you have a relationship with the real Messiah, you got to go and say, hey, can you tell me, Kusa Kongo, okay, this is the real cross. This ain't that what they, they got the Wakanda. And I know they do this for Nimrod, but he stole it from the Most High. Okay, he was crucified on an X, not a T. That's Tammuz. Okay, you see people go like this all the time for vampires with the thing. They don't even know it doesn't even do nothing, man. They fake that. There are also many things, and Kufa Kongo did, they should be written. I suppose that even in the world itself cannot contain the books that should be written. So if you knew who the Messiah was for real, you would know some of the things that he did that's not written in the book, that can't be in the world, that you can't possibly be written down. Like how he multiplied himself and not just a fish. Okay. He did many different things. That's why when Kimbangu did it, they were like, whoa, who are you? Kimbangu was in 30 different places at one time. Holy cow, you must be the creator. No, he replicated what Messiah did. He's showing you the Most High is everywhere. But the nZambi can be, he's in the nature, he's you know, okay. The Most High can do this to anybody. You don't even know that that's King Solomon did. and Tino Davidi. Ooh. People don't even know. They hide so many stories, man. You don't even know there's more stuff that Daniel did in Babylon. That's why they freaked out. They're like, whoa, who is this guy? And Hananias and the one they call Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You got to understand something. These people got thrown into a lion's den in a fire and did not get harmed. This is the God of creation. The people say, oh, these are old Jewish wives' tale and da-da-da-da. This is not even their story. That's the problem. That's a lie. It's Bantu stories, Bana Kongo. To prove my point, this is the same thing they try to do to nZambi. nZambi means, you know, the Most High is modified nZambi. nZambi down in South America, they couldn't kill this guy. Just like Daniel. Daniel, they couldn't kill him. They said, oh man, we trying to shoot him. They couldn't kill him. So they had to negotiate. But see, what they do to people like that is they take it out on their followers. This is what they learned. That's why they did it to Simon Kimbangu, Simon Toko. Oh, you don't want to do it? We say, okay, we go kill your people. This is how wicked this is. You see, because if you were following the real Messiah, the true Messiah, they'd start killing your followers. Hey, you can't have these people doing this stuff. Hey, we're going to kill these people. Because it exposes them. You see anybody in here walking in churches killing the pastor's followers because he's demonstrating the power of the Most High? No, because he's really not. All he's in there talking on Sunday, giving, you know, today was Sunday, giving nice. Oh, you gave a good sermon and you were talking and, oh, we felt the love of God in us and Jesus and the angels and we were singing. Like, we heard the singing and sound like angels. Man, you have never heard angels sing. If I'm gonna tell you right now, first of all, they don't sing none of this stuff that you hear in these churches like what you think. They sing like the people in the Caribbean, the type of music like that. They sing the kind of music like Bantu people. They move. Tata, nZambi, Campbell. They're not standing there and it's loud. I'm just gonna tell you. Oh my gosh. They shake the heaven. Oh, the rafters. Oh man. Like how the Maya Mona was. He's singing, they heard him way down the block. What? Who is that? Like the Zulu. And they start singing, hey, but you shake everything. Okay. The rafters start coming down. The church start falling, going to pieces. That's, man, you see Maliki singing, boy, your church will collapse. Boom. If it break down, you think, like they say in the Caribbean when they used to have the steel drum coming down the street, earthquake, earthquake. It's the steel drum. No, that's how they do. You hear people talking about, no, that's just a steel drum coming down the street. I don't say the PA, I try to say not to say PA because that's a demon of lust, but they're coming down the street. What is this? They're running earthquake. Oh my God. No, that's the steel about music. Doom, 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 doom. That's Bantu. That's the real Hebrews. That's the angels. Man, if you see them singing, you see them dancing, you think earthquake coming down the road. Oh, yeah. Your house fall down. Your house fall in. See, that's the problem. People don't understand this concept because we don't have our full power. Man, you hear people like the Mississippi Mass Choir and all these different choirs. If they really had, if they had the real Holy Spirit like they claim to be, you couldn't stand in the church. You'd be like, whoa, I gotta go outside. The church, you'd be looking to see the ceiling cracking and the hair come down the rafter. Oh, yeah. That's the power of singing with the Mwanda. The full power. See, that right now, the Mwanda taking it easy. You don't even know. He said, you want me to sing like that? You want to go sing for real? You better go outside. Your house gonna shake. I sing my best, and I try to have the power. He's like, no, if I let you have the full power, your house falling on your head. It starts shaking the rafters. That's why they had to build the structures a certain way. You sing like a Maliki, you're gonna have to build a stronger foundation. Okay? That's how Tata nZambi's like, you don't even know. Power of the Most High. Yeah, the Malik, yes, it still goes up to heaven and you're still rejoicing. Okay? But you're gonna see when the angels come to sing, ooh, they're gonna hear it all over the earth. Oh, it's gonna be like, whoa, what is that? Don't even know. Because nZambi wanted me to read this scripture because we really need to get ready for this. First of all, I'm going to Isaiah 63:3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood will be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. Okay, so this is the Most High telling Isaiah, when I'm getting ready to try this, he said, the Most High, Tata nZambi, the creator, he's huge. So he's telling him, I am going to stain all my raiment, which is his entire wardrobe attire. Do you understand how many people that will be that he's going to kill? The world just reached 8 billion. They said, okay. I don't know how I believe that number, like they always want to talk about, because they know they do all kind of census modifications or whatever. But anyway, so he comes treading the wine press. He gonna be covered in blood. Like Whistle Kongo the same way. People want to be drowning in blood with the Most High. You're about to see people demolished. It's going to be a nightmare. People don't even know. And what's funny is they talked about this stuff that's coming in the next week. You already saw the financial problems of this Bitcoin company coming down. You're already seeing some other things happening. There's a lot of killings going on right now. A lot of them. Okay. Now, let me tell you about Embo, Africa. This is why it's going to be y'all over there. Yeah, come to Embo. Yeah, that's great. But look, let me show you what's getting ready to happen there too. Y'all better get ready. Let's go to 2 Kings 8:21. Because this is going to be a repeat. Oh yeah, the Edomites are because people don't even know who Edom is now. Esau will be of stubble. That's what it says in Obadiah 1:18. So Joram went over to Zaire and all the chariots with him, and he rose by night and smote the Edomites with compass about him, and the captains of the chariots, and the people fled into their tents. Now, where did this happen? Don't listen to the people that are telling you. Bam, what is that country called? We talked about this before. This is where it happened. This is where it took place. This is going to happen again. But this time, it ain't going to be no Europe. It's going to be the Most High coming through there. It's going to be Tata nZambi and Pungu Tulendo. That everybody, that all the Christian Baptists be singing to, yeah, Tata nZambi came on. Na tomboli, guy, you know. Yeah, he's coming. That creator is coming there and other places, and he's going to be doing exactly what he said in this book. Boom! Hey, even Simon Toko said it's going to take the rain 3 days to wash the blood out to sea. It's going to be a bloodbath. You better believe all of these people that's in there, they're thinking that they're going to stay there. Oh, he's coming to clean house. That's why he's starting in the house of nZolele. Because the Bantu people, the Bana Kongo, the terrorists, they got to go first. That's why he said that the harvest time, we're going to tread the wine press. You don't even know it. He's lit the match. People don't even see it's coming. Okay. So now we go, he said to read Psalms 20, and I'm going to read it in Lingala. Because like I said, when it comes to this Game of Thrones, Kongo remains the king. Don't matter what you think you're going to win, or you're going to think King Kongo is going to be the king of all the thrones. Bam, everybody coming down. Everybody throne coming down. No matter who they are. I'm going to start from verse 20. This is Yahweh Loginsa Mokonzi na Biso. Okay, so I'm on verse 1. Wuta na buku ya Mokambi ya Bayembi nZembo ya Davidi. It kind of doesn't, I don't know, this is weird. I think it's kind of off because it starts with verse 2. Tika ete Yahweh, ayanola yo ya natango na pasi, tika ete nZambi ya Jakubi, azala ndako batonga makasi mpo na gobetela yo. So Jacob's name was mentioned. Banzambo is what Psalm means. That's what we're saying. I'm supposed to be really singing this. In verse 3, Tika ete asunga yowuta na esika na ye ya bule mpe apesa ya makasi wuta na siona. That's where the word bule comes from. You know what they are, who they are now. Number 4. Tika ete akanisa makabo na yonoso mpe adima mbeka na yoya kotumba. 5. Tika ete akokisa posa ya motema na yo mpe mabongisi na yo nyoso. I think this is one off from the translation. That might have been the one before, but 6, it could have been 5, but this might be 5. 6 might be 5 because it's a little longer. Tokoganga na esengo mpo na lobiko na yo mpe tokotombola bendele na kombo ya nzambe na biso. Kumboya means in the name of Almighty of us. Nabiso is us. Pika ete Yahweh akukisa bisengele na yonyoso. Number 7. Which could be a 6. Nayebi sikoyo ete Yahweh abikisaka mopakulami na ye ayanolaka ya wutu na iseka esika na ye ya bulekati na lola ya nzela ya nguya ya loboko na ye ya it's mubali. That's where ball is in there. This means husband, but it's actually toko. Is what it should be a bridegroom. Kitoko be the handsome one. That's why we know that there was 2 different versions of Kuswa Kongo because one was marred and one was handsome. He was handsome when he came in like a lamb. Hey. Bamoko Batiaka Elikia na Bango Kati na Basa Bamususu Kati na Bampunda Kasi Biso Totiaka Elikia na Biso Bati na Kombo na Yahweh nZambi na Biso. So that was actually, yeah, see, that was actually verse 7, and it says 8. So I just read it. Nine. Bango bafukama mpe bakweyaka kasi biso tazolaka kaka ya kotelema mpe totikalaka ya ngui. Okay, so that was actually, so you see there's another verse. Yahweh bikisa mokonzi yanola biso tango tozali kobelela. So when we're looking at verse 8, okay, they are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand up. So this is what's going to be the transition phase in this. That's why we're going to go to Isaiah. Okay. Listen, O isles, unto me, and hearken ye people from afar. That nZambi has called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother hath he made mention of my name. And he has made my mouth like a sharp sword in the shadow of his hand. Hath he hid me and made me polished shaft, in his quiver hath he hid me. And said unto me, Thou art my servant, O nZolele, in whom I will be glorified. Then I said, I have labored in vain, I have spent my strength for naught, and in vain, yet surely my judgment is with Tata nZambi and my work with my Mfumu. And now say Tata nZambi that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Yakubi again to him. This is what's coming. This is actually part of my job. This is actually part of what other people are doing, like Isaiah did. We're in the process of bringing, when he formed me from the womb to be a servant, to bring Yakubi again to him. Then nZolele be not gathered yet, shall I be glorious in the eyes of Tata nZambi, and my Mfumu shall be my strength. So I'm like, listen, my strength is in Tata nZambi, is in the Most High. And he said, Is it a light thing that thou shouldst be my servant to raise up the tribes of Yakuba, or the kingdoms, and restore the preserving, so that I will give thee for a light to the Bongo and the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the Ntoto. So this is the same type of thing that was given to Methuselah and Hanak, and also Noka, okay, where the Most High said there will be a remnant. That's why you want to keep saying, oh no, it's just going to be Yakuba. No, there's going to be a remnant of nations. Because now what's going to happen is Tata nZambi is going to raise up nZolele, Yakuba, to where the nations will see. Those are the people. Oh, we had it all wrong. Okay. Now, how is he going to make the light? Is going to be the restoration of the scriptures, because the purification process requires the restoration of the pure gospel. Like I told you, Christianity does not have a clue that they have nowhere near all of the books. Rome doesn't even have them. The Vatican can't hold them all. This is how stupid they are when it comes to thinking that they are the most highest people. It's a lie. These cardinals, these bishops, they know for a fact. They study in the Bible. Now I heard something about the Pope doing something about the 10 Commandments. The Most High is like, let him try to change anything. They have tried to change everything in his law. And for people who believe that he changed it, they have a strong delusion on their hands. That's why they don't understand. There's really more than 10 commandments. But the commandments, and see, the Tula, or the commandments, here's how it works. You can go and change whatever. The Most High is just going to bring the commandments out of the hearts of the people that he put them into. And the world will be like, oh, those are the commandments? People don't even know. Thus says Tata nZambi, the Redeemer of nZolele and his Holy One, to him whom Muntu despises, to him whom the nation abhorred, the servant of the ruler's king shall see and arise. Princes also shall worship, because Tata nZambi that is faithful, and the Holy One of nZolele, and he shall choose thee. So, this is what you would refer to as Kwa Tulendo. Okay, where the Most High is going to be able to bring the holiness back of the people, the real people. That's why Isaiah said, beware of false people, false prophets, those who are claiming to be something that they're not. Because what happens is the nations will bow down when this Holy One and Redeemer starts to, people don't even know. There's nobody that can stop this person. Thus says Tata nZambi, in acceptable time have I heard thee, and in the day of salvation have I helped thee. I will preserve thee and give thee for a commandment of the people to establish the total of the earth, to cause the inheritance, to inherit the desolate heritages, that thou mayest say to the prisoners, go forth to them that are in darkness, show yourself, they shall feed in the ways, and their pastures shall be in the high places. So what he's trying to show you is, the world right now, there are people who are really in bondage and in darkness, even though they think that they have the righteous one. They're clueless. They don't have a clue how deceived they are. They shall not hunger nor thirst, neither shall the heat or the sun smite them. For they that have mercy on them shall lead them, even to the springs of the water shall he guide them. So what is he saying? When it's time for us to go and manifest ourselves and return back to the Most High, your path will be laid before you. You will have the directions on where to go and how not to, and you won't have to worry about hunger or thirst. This is how you can tell in Christianity, they're deceived. Because how many people out there starving that are Christians that go to church? Oh, I got enough to eat. Oh, I don't have this. I have to go buy. You got to go give people, open up pantries and everything. Oh, yeah. No, when you're no longer a prisoner of this world and the deceived one, and you are free, look, your path is laid before you. And they shall not hunger nor thirst, now shall the heat smite them. So you're not even going to burn. The sun ain't even going to, man, the sun about to burn a lot of people, but you won't burn. Watch. And I will make all my mountains a way, and my highway shall be exalted. So do you have, your path will be made open. You will know where to go. Behold, these shall come afar, and lo, these from the north, and those from the land of Sinim. Sing, as I said, we're all going to be, it's going to be a long travel. Sing, O Zulu, and be joyful, O Toto, and break forth into singing, O mountains. Tata nZambi has comforted his people, and we have mercy upon his afflicted. We have been afflicted for 400 years. So what's going to happen when it's time for us to go home? This is how they're going to know who the people are. The heavens will sing. The earth will break into song. The mountain, see, you cannot be the people in Christianity. Where do you hear the singing of the nature? Where do you hear the heavens up there singing loud? They're rejoicing, the whole earth. Okay, so we're Christians. Why isn't the earth rejoicing over you? Why is the whole earth not rejoicing that you exist? This is the lie. See, you're playing the Game of Thrones. You're being manipulated by a bunch of leaders who use false teachings and false doctrines to build something, because the Most High kept saying, I tear down, they build up, I cause risen, rise and fall. And they keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger until finally they took let me tell you how it happened. They took the most belligerent and stupid and dumbed down people out of Europe to build the colonies around the world, and then put the wealthy people over them and made you believe now, oh, you get to vote. You get to say something. And then, of course, they brought us, the best people of our grouping, broke us down, beat us up, make us nothing to build the foundations of the new worlds and also the other places. Scattered. This is the Game of Thrones, because we lost our crown. We lost our crown. We had the throne. This is what happened. So when they're saying that when the people, the real chosen people, this is how you know the people over there in the Middle East, they pulling the sheep, they pulling the wool over your eyes. The earth is not singing for them. Read it. This is actually in the Torah, and it's not off limits. They can go read it for themselves. Okay, the other one's off. The one they talk about, when it talks about the Messiah, that one's off limits. They won't let you, Isaiah 63 or something like that. But this one is not off limits. It's Isaiah 49. Read it. If you are the people of the earth, why are the heavens not singing for you? Why is the foundation, why is the earth not breaking into song? Hey, they back home. Yes, this is the people. No, liars. Deception. This is the thing. Oh, but now you're anti this. How can it be? Read it. What does it say? It says the earth itself will be glad. And that's why the scientists will tell you, oh no, that's not possible. The ground can't sing. The sky can't sing. Blah, 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 blah. Man, that's the ignorance of the people who are made with this. They become so intelligent, they're ignorant, and they don't even know all the science they're learning come from the fallen angels' deception. Modified truth to hide their lies. Millions of billions of, because they want to hide the monstrosities they created that the Most High judged. And now you think about evolution, and it's all the creation stuff they created back in the day, like the mad scientists before. You don't even know. You just all the science today is rehashing what was done in the days of Noah, but you don't know that. Okay. But Sioni, that nZambi has forsaken me, and my Mfumo has forgotten me. Can a woman forget her suckling child? Because Sioni is saying that's referring to all of the Bana Kongo, the Bantu people. We are Zion. We are Sioni. And he says, can a woman forget her suckling child that he should have compassion on the son? Yea, they may forget. Yea, I will not forget thee. That's why I wrote the book called The Forgotten Being in the first place, because that's exactly what the world doesn't understand. They don't know who the Most High is. He's been forgotten by his people. That's why they thought I had started to figure it out. And they're like, whoa. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Thy walls are continually before me. What is he telling you? The Most High's people are on his hand. Okay, let's talk about it, Christians. Are you on his hand? Did he write your name down? Hey, this is Joe Smith that attends so-and-so Baptist church that knows Jesus. Are you on his hand? You cannot possibly be. Like he said, my people were chosen from the foundation of the earth. So you're already written in the palm of his hand, and you can't come off of it. So those who he chose are on his hand. What tribe you come from, what lineage you are, oh yeah, this is who I am. See, you're playing this Game of Thrones with these liars out here. They all worship the same gods. They got you believing, oh, Democrats and Republicans, they're on the same side of the doggone obelisk in Washington, D.C. They're lying to you. They got the image of the harlot in New York City. You're in Babylon. You're in Rome, the extension of it. But they have you so dumbed down into thinking that, yeah, right. Because the Bana Betu are prisoners of war since 1492, since 1619. Let's see here. Their children shall make haste, thy destroyers, and they that made thee waste shall go forth of thee. Yeah, he's going to take them all down. Lift up thine eyes around about, and behold, all these gather themselves together and come to thee. As I live, says Tata nZambi, thou shalt surely clothe thee with them all as with ornament, and bind them on thee as a bride doeth. For thy waste and thy desolate places in the land of thy destruction shall even now be too narrow by reason of the inhabitants, that they shall swallow thee up, shall be far away. So they won't be able to touch you when you're coming home. They're going to stand there like, hey, where they going? The children which thou shalt have after thou hast lost the others shall say again in thine ears, the place is too straight for me, give place to me that I may dwell. He's going to make these places available. Then shalt thou say in thine heart, who hath begotten me? These saying, I have lost my children, am I desolate, a captive, and moving to and fro? And who have brought up these? Behold, I was left alone. These, where have they been? Thus says Tata nZambi, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles, and set up my standard to the people, that they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders, and kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. So now do you see why for the Bantu people to be awoken, for the 12 tribes, the 12 kingdoms of nZolele to start to know who they are. Do you see why this is a problem? Do you see why they want to convince the world that this is all fake? Do you see why they want to keep pushing their agenda? Because they don't want to do this. But they don't have a choice, because the Most High is going to do exactly what I told you in Isaiah 63:3. He's going to jack them all up. Isaiah 46. This is going to happen. B-E-L, bow it down. N-E-B-O, stupid. Their idols were upon the beasts and upon the cattle. Your carriages were heavy loaded. They are burdened to the weary beast. They stoop, they bow down together. They could not deliver the burden, but they themselves are gone into captivity. Hearken unto me, O house of Yakuba, and all the remnant of the house of nZolele, which are born by me from the belly, which are carried from the womb. That's why the chosen people of the Most High can only be these people. That's why the Kongo said, I came not but for the house of nZolele. That's why they have to keep hiding the remnant. They have to keep telling the people the lies. Oh, yeah, you know Jesus Christ, and you're going to make it into the kingdom, and blah, 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 and you're adopted. And no. That's why they don't read Isaiah 46 to you the right way. And even to your old age, I am he. Even to hoar his hair, I will carry you. I have made, and I will bear. Even I will carry, and I will deliver you. To whom you will you? This is why he was so angry when Rome came to the Kongo, to sub-Saharan Africa, which was the whole land of Canaan that they lied about. Okay, they kicked the Canaanites up to know that was our land too, but that was, like I told you, it was a Roman seaport where they used to take the slaves up to Italy. Okay, that's why what they're bowing down to is the garrison that was responsible for that. And then they made all these buildings they created over there, fabrications of stuff that didn't even happen. Oh yeah, this is where the Messiah was killed. No, Golgotha is in the Congo. That's why he says, if you don't ask, he ain't gonna tell you. If you don't ask the Most High, he'll make you believe you're reading the books that they gave you. Go right ahead. Okay. That's why they put the symbol in Angola, the big old X. That's why, because he was crucified there on the X. Yeah. That's to tell you the X marked the spot. He was, man, people don't even know. They keep lying to people. They lavish gold out of the bag and weigh silver in the balance and hire a goldsmith and maketh it a god, and they shall fall down. Yea, they worship. They bear him upon the shore, they carry him and set him in his place, and they stand it. This is the talking about all these people that make these, they just found a bunch of pagan idols just right now in Rome. Oh yeah, this gonna change history. We'll keep digging for those things. Pretty soon the Most High gonna blow them all up. Ridiculous. Remember this and show yourself Muntu. Bring it again to mind, O you transgressors. Remember the former things of old, for I am Tata nZambi, Yahweh Kongo. God, we didn't call him that back then. Liars. This comes from the doggone, or what you call them people, the Germans and ancient Egyptian the short for Gadriel. They didn't call him God. Now we can use that to help people understand who we're talking about. That's why they say Deus in Portuguese, Dio, I told you. But that's still Zeus. And there is none else, I am Tata nZambi, and there is none like me. Declaring the end from the beginning and from the ancient times of the things that are not yet to come. So he's talking about our time and saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do my pleasure. You see, This is why Bantu people, the Black people, the Negroes, this is what happened to us. We got ahead of the Most High, we end up in captivity. And it happened again. So this is why now we've been suffering. Because like he says, he does his pleasure. We're supposed to do what he wants, not what we want, but we didn't listen. And the world don't even listen. What do? We do our own pleasures. Okay? We're all guilty of this. Calling a ravenous bird from the east, the men that executed my counsel, from my far from me I have spoken. I will also bring it to pass. I have purposed it. I will also do. And what's so funny was they showed this video, and I had to listen, like, wow, because it fits. These birds were attacking this Jewish guy, and they wouldn't stop. I'm telling you, the Most High, the world is coming to this revelation. Hearken unto me, ye stout-hearted that are far from my righteousness. I bring near my righteousness, it shall not be far off, and my salvation shall not tarry. I will place salvation in Zion, nZolele for Israel, nZolele my glory. He's not saying, okay, if his salvation, this is where you got to pay attention. If his salvation was on the people who are now causing all of this ruckus about how they're not happy about what's going on, if his salvation was upon them, they wouldn't even need to go through this whole charade. They would be lifted up above the nations, just like he said. The world would be singing. The foundation, yes, the people are home. But they got Christians thinking, no, we replace you. So now they're going to sing for us, and we're going to be on Jesus. And they're going to fake this thing out so bad. You don't even know what's about to happen. They've been lying to people for over 1,700 years. It's still a Game of Thrones. They're all fighting over King Solomon's wealth and the inheritance of the earth, saying it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. That's why the Chinese went to Africa. They're trying to find it. They're trying to get pieces of it. And they're taking it back to China. Watch what's going to happen. Watch what's going to happen to the Chinese. They see how they're doing a summit. No, man, these people are going to be shocked. Okay? You keep stealing King Solomon's gold and taking it back to China. Oh, yeah, it's coming back. This is how ignorant we have become. All this wealth that's being distributed around the world belongs to the nZambi, the Kongo. And our leaders are handing it to them and saying, have it, keep it, so that they can be in the good graces of the... And the Most High is like, what is wrong with you? Do you not understand that was yours? Do you not understand that they have you out here killing and robbing and stealing and doing all kind of stuff to each other, and corruption and all these things that you're doing, and it's over what already belongs to you? This is what Tata nZambi is trying to help you understand. Kongo was saying that the God of the Bible is Kongo. If you don't understand that, then you don't believe it, that's your problem. The true God of creation is Kongo. And he's sitting there saying, what is wrong with you? You played the harlot, you lost it, you're giving it away to your lovers. What is wrong with you? And then on top of that, you're messing over your own brothers and sisters as tares. That's why he said the tares in the wheat. Watch what's going to happen. Bantu people, Bana nZambi, Bana Kongo, we are spiritually broke. That now we have also become physically broke. You think that because you got 10 houses and you can go to you got all these houses now, and I made it, and I'm the big man. Watch what's going to happen to you. I got my nice cars. Oh yeah, Look what you had to do for that. Watch what's coming. Okay, that's why Ye, as they call himself now, is trying to show you, you don't even know. None of this belongs to you. You had to go through all of this song and dance for them to even get a contract. To even, you had to go beg people to vote for you to become this person and this and that. And the Most High saying, you don't even know. You're begging for something that's already yours. And they're giving it to you like they're having, like they're treating you like, oh yeah, we're gonna hook you up. You're such a talented person, this and this and that. Oh, we got like the one dude said, oh, I gotta eat too. But now you gotta do what we say. You gotta do it our way. That's what's going on. You wanna have things, you gotta do it our way. And these are the people worshiping Baal in secret. Okay. And you got to do it their way. It's all this whole Game of Thrones as they worship in the false Messiah in secret, got the whole world thinking that they're praising the Creator, and they're clueless because they took the people with no brain, the gullible people. Oh yeah, you can vote. Oh yeah, pay your taxes and every. And the whole world now is in this cycle. They turned you into a robot. Globally, worldwide, you are robots. Feeding the machine. And you don't even know they're playing you. And they gave you all of these distractions and all of these things. Oh, yeah, you can become the best player and this and that. And oh yeah, you can be the rock star and you can become the politician and da-da-da. But you got to do it our way. Oh yeah, you got freedom, right? You can just, that's why they don't want you to think for yourself. They created a system of education where you think the way they want you to think. That's why there's a curriculum. That's why you can only teach what they say. Oh, teach this, but don't teach that. Learn this, but don't learn that. That's a problem. That's not real freedom. And then they stand up there, oh, we're the freest country. Yeah, let a preacher who's under 501c3 talk against the government. You got a problem. Oh, but don't you dare talk about those people over in the land, the so-called land. You got a problem. Unless they let you do it. Okay? And it's all scripted. People don't even know how that really works. Okay? When you start talking about them and you have no affiliation with their organizations whatsoever, that's why they're looking at me like, what's going on here? Don't anybody have any interaction with this man? Why? Because they know the agents are out there. They're trying to make me look bad now. They want to expose this. They want to do different things. Watch what Tata nZambi is about to do. He's going to expose all things about those who are doing bad things behind closed doors to cause people to sin. Watch. Because you can send sorcery somebody's way to mess up somebody's family. The whole concept is we have to put up our defenses to make this stop. Because they don't want the people to know that they are not who they say they are. They don't want that. So of course they want people to be discouraged and see things the wrong way. Because Tata nZambi is going to show you, watch, I am going to burn Esau down. It's in the Bible. I am going